Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 5 of Rustic Waters. If you remember last episode we went and hunted a lot of treasure, and in fact it's filled up a bunch of chests worth. Um, if you look around our base, it's actually just literally made of chests. I may as well replace the walls with chests at this point. It's gotten a little ridiculous, so I should do something about this. And along those lines, I think our first organized storage system is easy storage. I don't know how it works, but I guess we'll learn. It says it's very limited in functionality and cumbersome in size, but so are using double chests everywhere. This has to be an upgrade, right? So, start off, we have to make some blank boxes. That doesn't look too bad. Either way, I'm starting this episode with a nice clean inventory. We'll see if it survives till the end. The quest only calls for one box, so we'll start with one. I made another table because this recipe takes creosote oil. So, one table per, or one, unique workshop per fluid. I suspect this is just an item storage thing. Let's see. It doesn't have an inventory on its own. The project has to be used as part of the larger system. Cool. Then we need a storage core and more storage boxes. Can do that. This little chef rat really is MVP right now. He can not only turn ingots into plates, but he's the only thing I have right now that can smelt signalum into signalum ingots. So, you have at it, rat. I've crafted all the components that the quests asked for, I believe. So now it's just a matter of putting them together. However that's done. I suspect I'll just put it in the middle of here for now. This is just, wait, so that's a storage core. A search box lets me search. Do I not have the search box without this? Yep. Alright. And then not sure what an access terminal does. It looks very similar to the core. And a storage box, I guess, is what actually holds items. Can I put stuff in there? I can. Oh, cool. And the storage box holds 2,500 items. That's actually quite a few. I don't think the blank box does anything. I think the blank box is just a linking block. So you can, if you have multiple items set that are not touching, or multiple components that aren't touching, you can link them with a blank box. But this actually seems pretty decent. 2,500 items per storage box. I can get behind that. Let's see, what exactly does the access terminal do? Is there interface? So how is that any different from the storage core then? Because anything I can do it here, I can do it here. They might just be the same. Or, you need one core and you could have multiple access terminals. Anyways, let me set this up somewhere a bit more reasonable, and then I can store all of our items in it so we don't have thousands of chests floating around. I got this rat upgrade from one of the quest rewards. It gave a treasure chest and that was in it. Sounds pretty darn good. I might try it out sometime. So this system seems pretty good at holding items that don't stack because they take up one slot each. It's less good at holding items that do stack because, a stack of items takes up 64 slots. There are higher tier storage crates. It says they're merchant trades or treasure chests. So I'm going to go and see if I can find the merchant in that city down there that trades for these. I might even try to move that merchant spawner up to my base now that I have, a bit more capability. So, yeah, at the very least, I want to see if I can get bigger storage boxes in those, 250 or 2,500 size boxes. But traveling back and forth now is going to be quite easy. I like it. And buy an ME controller for the low price of $1,000. Took a while. I did some digging, but eventually I found the merchant spawner. So I'm hoping that by buying a moving wand, I can snag it. I'll just take the spawner with me. While I'm here, though, I'll check to see if any of them are the spawner that has, or the merchant that has what I want. Some pretty nice weapons, pretty expensive. So my plan is just to leave the spawner here, and I'll just have merchants roaming around my base, I guess. Hopefully they don't get in the way, but this will make it a lot easier to buy things. I think if I find merchants that I really want to keep, I can try to somehow named them. I know I looked before if the name tag has a recipe, and it doesn't. So I'll need to come up with some way to make them not despawn, but do they not spawn here? Oh, maybe I broke it. Oh no, they do spawn. Okay, good. Ooh, capacitors. Applied energistics, more capacitors. So do they all get mad if I kill one of them? Doesn't look like it. Good. Because I don't need two merchants with the same items. Been through a bunch of these merchants and haven't found a single one that sells the storage items. So I'm just going to assume that they're too rare, and I'll just build more of these simple, whatever, storage boxes. I presume that even if I did find one that would trade these, like, you know, maybe anything beyond the condensed tier will be too expensive for me to buy anyways, because I only have like $100 some. The access terminal has some pretty annoying tendencies too. First of all, you don't get tooltips on the items in your inventory while you're using it for some reason. Like the ones in here you do, but not in your inventory, which sure, why not? And while you're typing, like it disables most hotkeys, but there's a few that don't. So like you can't type the letter P because it apparently would rather show you your favorite potions. And I think there's another one, B or B. I was hitting keys. It's X or Z. Yeah, it's X. Like I don't. Is it like? I guess it's a enchanter as well. Like I can enchant. Yeah. I don't know how this works. Wait, is that? That seems cheaty, doesn't it? Did that actually enchant my axe with feather falling X? So apparently if you hit X, you can just put arbitrary enchants on your gear. That doesn't seem right. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. No, I can't do that? Alright, well now my axe has feather falling X on it. Yeah, cool. Now that the villagers have taken over my base, they've made it abundantly clear to me that I am too poor. All their things cost multiple hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, and I have 152. So let's set up something that can get us some money. And I'm thinking a mob farm because there are treasure chests. Okay, so there's the regular treasure chest, which I think money is on this loot table here somewhere. There's like 17,000 pages of loot, but yeah, there is some money on this loot table. It's not a lot of it. However, there is also there's multiple different. Yeah, this one, there's the money loot chest, and this just always contains money. So my plan is to make a mob farm. These drop, let's see, 0.5. Is that percent or is that, what is this here? I think it means half a percent of the time a mob or a passive mob will drop a money loot chest. So let's try to set up a mob farm to spawn these. My plan is to dig out an area, you know, maybe on one of the sides of this section, maybe go this way another, 15, 20 blocks, and build like a dark room style mob farm. Building out this mob farm is going to take a fair bit of materials, so I figured I may as well make, automate our cobble gen. There is you can barely see it, but there's a block breaker here. It's being ticked by this timer every 20 ticks. In fact, I can probably even speed it up a bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's excessively loud, but what can you do? And it dumps the items into this double chest here. I can hit that button to turn it off, I think. Hit that button and there. So I can turn it off when I don't want to hear the clicking sound. Probably I'll do that when the chest fills up. I don't have I would ideally this goes in a compacting drawer, but oh wait, I can upgrade. Yeah, I can make a compacting drawer. Yeah, I'll go make a compacting drawer and then we'll store them in there. Haha. And the compacting drawer will be able to hold plenty of cobblestone. Wait a second, did I make the wrong compacting drawer? By 2, what? I want where are my normal compacting drawers? I want my 3-level compacting drawers. I guess I have to make these. because the items aren't even... Oh, hold on. I made a small change here. I guess if I put the water and the purified water just one block apart, they don't kill each other. If you do this with like a lava and water farm, it does kill the lava source. So, alright, glad that works. In any event, I guess, yeah, if I want truly compacting drawers, I can only use half compacting drawers. Whereas the thing is like, you know, it only compacts one tier. But in any event, this still holds plenty of cobblestone, right? It holds 24 stacks of compressed cobble. And that'll allow, you know, that'll allow me to just grab cobble from time to time. For now, I'm building with stone bricks, so I do have to smelt it once. But once it's all smelted up, then we can keep building. I've made a little bit of progress. Let me show you what I have so far. And basically my plan is just effectively make another room here. It'll be 4 tall interior. So I want it to be tall enough to spawn Endermen, and I'll use vector plates to push mobs to, you know, a killing spot where I'll probably buy a set of diamond spikes to kill them with. The spawning room here is now fully built up, I think, but it's still filled with water, which is obviously a problem. So I'm going to take our sponge on a stick. It says somewhere it said its range, but I'm pretty sure it's an 8 block radius. So if I find approximately the center of this room and click once, it should drain the entire room. Nice. It drains some water outside too, but that water should reform into source blocks. Now, obviously I don't want mobs spawning in here yet because I don't have the vector plates or anything down yet. So I'll place a couple light sources just to keep things clean. All right, and then I can, you know, get rid of these when it's time to spawn in mobs. Before we can spawn in mobs, though, we have to make the vector plates. So, much as I would like to use the fast ones, I don't think I can make dark sugar yet. Right? Because, yeah, there's no recipe for that. I'd have to get wither dust. And unless I got that from a chest, which I didn't, we can't make that. Alright, so then we're going to have to settle with the regular slow vector plates. That's fine. It takes a fair amount of sugar, 1 per 8 vector plates, and I did find a couple sugar canes while we were exploring. I think they came from a loot chest or something, and they apparently can be planted in hopping bonsais. So I'm very slowly growing more sugar. However, it's going to take it a little while to get enough sugar, you know, enough sugar to line that entire room. But I'll build as many as we can, and then we'll just work our way from there. As for what to kill the mobs with, my plan is to use diamond spikes. I'm not 100% sure what powered by redstone means. I hope that just means it needs a redstone signal. So let's buy one of these. Cost us $100, right? No, do we not get one? 100 gil. Make sure. Maybe this has to be in our... Oh no, there we go. So it didn't transform. All right. So there we go. Well, let me test these out. So if I just place them, I assume... I see. They need redstone for the spikes to extend. Shing, 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 shing. And they hurt you when you walk into them. Here's the spawning room. I'm going to leave the lights in until I'm done testing it, but one thing that we have to do is close it off. So if you were probably wondering, well, if you close it off, how do you go inside? The plan is to use the teleportation wand to teleport inside when needed. Alright, so let's see. I guess we have to get rid of the lights and then try it. I'm thinking if I leave this open, I can collect loot with like a hopper here. But I guess I'll deal with loot after, you know, we make sure everything works, right? So let's start by getting rid of these lights. Do I get the EXP back if I pick them up with the illumination one? Also, running against vector plates doesn't look like I do. Alright, then we'll just break them with whatever. Because there is no cursed earth or similar, mobs are just spawning with, you know, they're plain darkness spawns. They won't spawn while I'm in the room, which is good because I don't want to get blown up by a creeper. Alright, so let's turn you on and get out of here. I guess without a window, I can't observe. Let's see. Maybe we'll put a window in then. The window will obviously let light through. I took a look at all the dark glass variants. that black light require an alloy smelter, and that's like 50 billion years away. I hear hurt sounds. That's probably good, right? Let me put the window in. Never mind, the window doesn't do anything. Because if I'm standing here, I'm too close to the farm for anything to spawn. So I'm just going to rip that out and put the wall back in. I let it run for a little while and I come back here and we definitely have loot here. So now I just need a way to pick up all this stuff. Let me see. Well, using my inventory was a bad idea. Now my inventory is all cluttered. Let me make some room. I think, yeah, I'm going to try putting a hopper here to feed into a chest underneath. So everything's mostly working, except I want to try making one small change. I want to try putting the spike on the ground level here, and as long as it doesn't get in the way of the loot being picked up, I think that's better, because rats can spawn in this room, and rats are only 1 block tall. So they, and I suspect eventually like baby zombies can spawn too, right? 1 block tall mobs that don't get killed by spikes on the 2nd block. So let's close this up again. As for how I'm picking up the loot, it's a little awkward since you have to go diving to check your loot, but you can dive down here, swim around, and there's a chest here that has the loot in it. And look, that's what we've gotten so far. Nothing terribly useful. I'm hoping that we can get more loot bags. But if spawn rates are a little slow, one thing I can do is I can go grab the spawners, the mob spawners, that are in the ships and transport them here with our moving wand. I don't have it on me. But then the moving wand can, once we have more mob spawners in the room, then it'll constantly spawn mobs at a faster rate, I guess. But I'm thinking, because I expect that it will get basically skybox level spawn rates in our dark room here, just because there's nowhere else for mobs to really spawn, right? Like while I'm standing here, there's everywhere is either lit up or underwater, which as far as I know, should count for like not being able to spawn mobs. But I'm not sure. I'll let it run a little while. We'll check our how much stuff we have, and if it's not enough, we can make adjustments later. Next up, let's go do a little bit of exploration. I want to go light up this Nether portal room, just so that I can go to the Nether from here. It's convenient that it's so close to our base. We just have to make sure that we don't die while going through. So like before, I suspect the first floor is clear. I'm going to turn F7. I think F7 might already be on. And anywhere if I need to add light, I will. Like on this floor, I'll add some light. Oh yeah, I haven't looted it yet. Huzzah. Give me the treasure. What, there was no treasure chest in there? Debated. Oh, it was just laggy. Alright. And then there's probably some mobs on this floor. Oh no, there aren't. Cool. Let's light it up before anything spawns in. Although, if there's not a spawn, we should spawn. Alright, cool. What the heck is that sound? There's definitely a spawner. Alright, I have to go find it. Since a spawner might actually be valuable, I went and grabbed my spawner seeker bolt to find it and my moving wand to, so I can move it without breaking it. And I'll probably just leave it in a safe place where, it won't try to kill me until I can put it to use at a later time. So, yeah, there's definitely a spawner because everything's lit up, but blizzes are still spawning. I don't mind a blizz spawner. Down here? Huh. Interesting. But there's spawning from up there. Anyways, I'm gonna look around a bit, try to figure out where this spawner's hiding. Found one. I'll probably just stash this underwater where it won't spawn anything. At least I don't think it'll spawn anything. Because I can't just leave it in my wand. There's at least one more spawner around. Right? If I just place this here, I think it won't spawn anything in the water. Sneaky little thing. 2 of the other corners had spawners, so I went and opened that one up. Well, that corner had a lava block. So, I suspect this corner probably also has lava. Yep. Alright. Good enough then. We got the 2 spawners. At this point, I can close up the holes I opened. And oh, I put the wrong block there, didn't I? Anyways, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. Well, let's check our treasure chests. What do we get? Nothing of value. And a shifting scales. Alright. Well, now that we're here at the portal, let's also peek our head through and see how bad it is on the other side. looks reasonable. I don't see any. Whoa! Alright, I'm gonna leave before that thing blows up my portal. And, because I don't have a range weapon to kill it with. I did see that there was glowstone reasonably accessible. Oh look, it spawned another Nether portal. Cool. Alright, well, I guess I can use this portal then, because it's easier to get to than, where was I? I was over there. Alright, let me mark this portal as well then. Alright, I need to swim back there because that's where my sea moth is. I'm not leaving my sea moth behind. Before we plan a proper trip to the Nether, let's see how our farm here has been doing. Well, we got a single money loot chest. I was hoping for better than that, if we're being honest, but this is what we've got. I noticed there's an item called a water candle. It increases nearby spawns when lit. And looking at it, it can only be bought from a merchant, and it's 500 gil, or 500 bucks. So, I mean, we got a little bit more money, woohoo! But yeah, I think when I get $500, I may or may not try grabbing that to see how, if it helps. Now let's prepare to go to the Nether. The Nether is naturally very hot, so we need cooling gear there. It says Electrum is superb cooling, so it doesn't look like it's the best of armor, but it's good at cooling, so we'll take it. Let's start by making the helmet and chest piece. One piece shorter. I assume the next quest has us make the other piece. We can also, I think that these we use in our inventory, and we can make these cooling materials with cooling goo. Alright, so that's packed ice. Is this also packed ice? I have to craft some of this, I guess. How do I do that? There we go. Chemist workshop with regular. Alright. So with our Electrum set, we can apply the liner to it, just like before. This time, of course, it's to keep us cool, not warm. And then, let's see. I want to figure out how to use this thing. So it's sneak left click to store, right click to restore. So sneak left click to store these, and sneak left click to store these, and then right click to restore. Ah, there we go. Cool. It looks like I do need the other set in my inventory though for that to work. But if I put those there, I can't restore to them, can I? No. That's a little less interesting. I was hoping that the swap gear will be stored in that box. Is there something? They're just different types of the same block. Alright. I guess we'll need to use an actual armor stand for that then. Yeah, this is closer to the behavior I wanted. One shift click on the armor stand. And it swaps your items, what you're wearing with what's on the armor stand. Nice. Alright, so with that, quest complete. Ooh, that's some good looking food. And another set of clips. Alright, there's actually a couple things here that catch my eye. These glues are actually pretty easy to make. So I'm pretty happy turning in 64 of them to get 200 bucks. Likewise, turning in 64 heating goo for another 200 bucks, or for another 100 bucks, sign me up. This one I'm less interested in until I have a much better, way of getting scales. Because 64 scales for 500 bucks is a less good deal, especially when I need 22 of them to upgrade my gear. Our loot farm produced another couple chests. This isn't a lot of money per chest. Ooh, we got 10 bucks. And a fluid conduit. And a nice key. Alright, I like that. But yeah, the chests are producing, or the mob farm's producing a lot less money than I was hoping / expecting. So we're going to need to do something about that at some point. Cool. It also looks like I've gotten my nutrition in dairy and grain high enough that I get an extra 4 hearts. Seems pretty nifty. Anyways, let's go to the Nether now. Before I do so, I definitely want a bow and some arrows. In the Nether, I think regular arrows will suffice. So find those on my hotbar. And then I have my teleportation staff plus hang glider, which is a good way to get around, anywhere there's air. So let's hop in our sea glide or sea moth and head over to the Nether portal. It's really close. So now that we're in the Nether, a few things here catch my eye. Apparently, Certus quartz comes from the Nether. Good to know. No vein miner means we still have to mine them individually, but that's not a big deal. We don't really need Certus for now, so I'll just largely leave it. This picked us at Fortune, which is kind of neat. But now we can get Nether quartz. And Nether quartz, I needed this earlier for, I think it was like Nether quartz buckets for tanks. So there we go. Now we have it. I'm going to gather some of this. I think I also have some use for glowstone. So that also spawns in the Nether, obviously. I'm probably not going to go look for like a Nether fortress or anything, although if one shows up in front of me, I'm not going to complain. What is this? Platinum. Ooh, that's some good stuff. I wonder, do these Nether ores, do they get doubled into regular ores? Hey, could you not? That was a pretty good shot. Anyways, do these ores get doubled into normal ores? No, they don't. In fact, I don't even have a real good way to ore double these right now, do I? Doesn't look like it. Right now, all I can do is, if I want to grind them, I get 1.6 per. Alright. Anyways, I'm going to gather some stuff. Black quartz. Ooh. What does black quartz do? There's no actually addition to them. Nothing. There we go. I'll leave it be then. Lapis. Alright, anyways, I'm going to explore the Nether a bit, and I'll cut to anything interesting. Oh, I'm overheating. I'm wearing the wrong armor. That's interesting enough. Yeah, once you reach a certain point of overheating, you start taking damage. So I'm going to head back and swap into my Nether armor. And we'll try that again. And I'm back, wearing Electrum now. So it looks like my temperature is stable in a reasonable point. That looks like a nitro creeper right there. You ain't sneaking up on me. Good effort, though. But nitro creepers are terrifying. Anyways, more platinum. I'm gonna get some of that glowstone. See what I find here. Oh boy, big spiders. I do need the string that they drop though, so I guess I'll fight them. I think when you kill the big one, they spawn little ones, right? That's how this works? Little spiders? Lots of little spiders. Alright, I've eaten all my food, and I've gathered a fair bit of resources, enough that I got the flame string I needed, some lapis, some glowstone. But let's take a quick look around here. Let's see, how do I do this safely? I need to put this in my offhand, is it? And then, no, nope, mistakes were made. Am I dead? I might be dead. I hope I'm not dead. Let's try to pop the hearth. Oh, God. Well, I'm dead. Thankfully, it just respawns me. It does damage to all of my gear. It does a fair bit of damage to it, but I'm not dead anymore. Let me go and get my sea moth back, because I think right now my sea moth is still chilling by the portal. But I think we'll stay away from the Nether for a little bit. To wrap things up for today, let's see if I can complete these, these two test your might tasks for the gill, so that I can go buy that candle that increases spawn rates. To do that, I'm going to need some slime balls, which is most easily gathered by gathering these grapevines. Alright, I made some of these goos, so let's turn these in. I'm actually somewhat curious, are these quests repeatable or are they one time? They don't appear to be repeatable, so I guess they are one-time quests. I guess you can only test your might one time with each of these. In any event, that's 400 gil, and I think I can scrounge together another 100 in here. Yep, and that'll be the 500 we need to buy that candle. I'm totally ready to be disappointed by this, but increases nearby spawns when lit. All right. So according to the tooltip here, lights with a flint and steel, and can it be placed anywhere, or does it have to be placed in dry land? Basically, can I place it above or below the farm? Let's try it. The fact that it displaces water out of its block makes me hopeful. Lit? Guess it's lit? I should have tried lighting it out of the water so I know what it looks like. But I'm not quite sure mobs are spawning. But that might be because I'm still too close. Let's swim a little ways away. I don't know. I still don't see any mobs spawning. Alright, I looked this up. The way it works is that when you light it, you see that like blueness there. That is proof that it's working. You can right click it with any other item to put it out. So right now it's working, and it just increases spawns in the 8x8 area around it. I'm not sure if they spawn under like natural spawn rules, or if I have to be away from it, like if I have to be close to it, like it's a spawner, or away from it under natural spawn rules. But I'll do some more experimenting to see if I can make that spawn more mobs. So far, though, it's a disappointment. It's been a couple minutes, and even with our lit water candle here, see this like blue water in the tray, we haven't gotten a single extra mob, or at least a single extra loot bag. Is disappointing. So yeah, I think that was a waste of $500, but oh well, lesson learned. In any event, why don't we wrap up this episode here? We'll have to make improvements to our mob farm as we go, but for now, we'll wrap up this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.